Oh, hello there. Don't be alarmed. We're just preparing your listening device for Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving. We do this, of course, by filling your radio with water. Don't worry, we're professionals. Thanks to me, you won't even get wet. You see, I've crammed every appendage of my body into the cracks and crevices of your radio, ensuring an airtight seal. By the way, don't touch your on-off knob. That's a very sensitive area. Anyway, I should remind you, we believe in the buddy system just like diving, so don't listen alone. Call your buddy and tell them that Scuba Radio is about to begin.
We're gonna start a new life under the sea.
So, am I gonna drown?
Of course not. Just stay calm and let the gentle currents relax your every muscle.
Under the sea, under the sea.
Did it just get warmer?
There'll be no accusations, just friendly crustaceans under the sea.
Where the hell are the sharks?
And now, here's your dive guide for Scuba Radio, Greg the Dive Master.
And welcome. This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. Bubble Boy is in the studio with me. Old Cock Johnson's missing, though. What's going on?
I don't know, man. Where is he?
You know what? He has an excuse. He's diving. He's down in West Palm Beach.
Good excuse.
And him and Mermaid Kristen went and dove Blue Heron Bridge down there in West Palm Beach today. So we have them connected along with Jerry the Diver Guy and Casey the Tobacco Nut via the web. And Kristen, first off, where are you guys exactly right now? Because you don't look like you're at Blue Heron Bridge from what I see on YouTube and Twitch and Facebook Live. Yeah,
we're at the resort. So my parents have been here for 2 weeks.
Palm Beach Shores.
And we're at Palm Beach Shores. My parents have been here for 2 weeks, and I decided I was going to crash their vacation, which is why I stopped at your place first, did the studio section, and then decided to continue on the way.
Yes.
Got my gear, you know.
Skip all that.
Yeah.
Right.
Anyways, yeah, we're at my parents' resort right now.
Okay. Well, fair enough. So she, took off on a Florida road trip, stopped off at the studios last Saturday, and did some diving down there today, Blue Heron Bridge. Now, the weather's been kind of, it's been pretty much spectacular. It's been a little windy during the week, but today it looks like it might have cooperated with you guys. So did you get your dive in before the show today or what, CJ? What happened?
Yes.
And?
It was awesome. Yeah, we got our dive in. It was pretty cool. We saw spotted eagle ray.
We saw a spotted eel.
What?
Big,
Nice.
giant eel.
An eel outside of its little cave. I've never seen one swimming outside of his little cave. And he was swimming back to go back into his home. And I was like, it was literally the minute we went down, I was like, CJ, look.
No, let me get this straight. You guys,
barracuda, bunch of barracuda.
yeah, but you saw a spotted eagle ray cruising over Blue Heron Bridge? Really?
No, it was the spotted eagle ray was down there. It looked like he was eating
he was just
something.
cruising right in the sand, man.
Really?
He was a big one too. Yeah.
Wow.
You saw before I
I'm
did.
betting
She's
he was
"Look," I'm
under
like,
the bridge, though, Greg.
He was under the bridge?
Yeah, you
Before.
said he
No,
went
we didn't
over
go
the
over. We
bridge.
were out-
Oh,
we were out
right.
in the sand.
CJ was having a little bit of a technical difficulty, so we didn't go under the bridge.
Well,
Okay.
I had a very slight leak, but it was manageable. So
What, in one of
In the
your second stage regs or something? Is that what happened?
Yeah, in the rag. Yeah,
In his wetsuit.
but it was just that
Yeah.
too.
Oh, boy.
That's
And
later. I think we're
that
doing
being said-
Mexican.
That being said, actually the water temperature was very nice. You know, they said it was on my computer read it was my new shearwater Terry said it was 77.
Okay.
And it didn't feel like that, honestly. It felt like it was much warmer than I had anticipated.
I like it. Wow. That's pretty. What is Cock Johnson doing right now?
He's frozen.
He is. He's,
imitating.
I'm
you.
doing the Greg the Dive Master.
that's right. And then it
Oh.
automatically
Good guy.
gives thumbs up on the Facebook
I saw it
Live.
did that, yeah.
Well, how did that happen?
It's showing
It's-
a little thumbs up every time we do it.
How about, look at that? It's like AI has overtaken their video feed. All right, but I don't know. So I don't know if Cock Johnson and Mermaid Kristen have ever been dive buddies before. We've been on dives.
I've over a bunch before.
Yeah, but
we've
not
been
as
there.
not as a
Very
buddy
unique.
team. So now here's your opportunity, Kristen. Rate CJ as your dive buddy. How was he? What would you give him?
He did a good dive buddy.
Thank
Two
you
fins
for
up?
Putting her on the spot.
Oh yeah. He's
What
a
do you
great dive.
think,
He's a
Greg?
great dive buddy.
Okay. Well,
I
now
mean, he carried the giant
Hey,
inflatable
not barrier
dive flag.
he
Yeah,
handled
the dive flag.
okay. He handled the sausage, and
No, it wasn't
The
on
safe-
a sausage.
Oh, it wasn't
You
a
didn't
safety
give him that
sausage.
luxury. You didn't give him that luxury.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Actually, yeah, that's right. They borrowed my dive
You
flag.
got the
The 3D buoy. We gave him a 3D buoy because you got to bring your own dive flag if you're gonna, basically there's a park there by the bridge, Blue Heron Bridge. It's A1A and Blue Heron Boulevard in West Palm Beach. Very popular dive site. Very easy. Only like 20 feet deep, right, CJ? It was pretty shallow.
So our max depth that slack tide today was about only like 12 to 15.
Yeah. Okay. Probably
We didn't get to the really, really deep
Super
part.
shallow.
Yeah, it was very
Yeah.
shallow. We didn't get to the super deep parts just because of like we were watching.
What would you say that this?
Yeah. What was
The
the biz?
visibility was okay. So it had stormed recently
Yeah,
a couple
it was
days. It was okay. So we would see like dark masses in the like ahead of us, and we're like, let's go see if that's a coral head.
Right. And then you're like, oh my God, it's a great white. Okay. No,
Yeah.
it was one of
No,
those.
I mean, so it was good. Like, it was the only thing that I found difficult was that I wish the visibility was a little bit better because since neither of us have been diving there before, it was hard to kind of navigate to figure out where we were.
I'll tell you what, the YouTube.
So it's just like diving with Greg. You
Oh,
were
quiet.
lost.
Yeah, that's you son of a bitch. All right, Facebook Live, Twitch. I mean, CJ is providing a good commentary and visual. I don't know,
I haven't said
commentary.
much. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just trying to.
You just kind of went along. So okay. She rated you as a good dive buddy. CJ, how do you rate Kristen, Mermaid Kristen?
Oh, she was excellent. Point,
Better
she was
than.
on point. She was perfect. She had great navigation skills.
Yeah.
because she was using the computer.
My compass. I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, well, this
Oh,
is
yeah.
how we need to go. And I'm
She
like, go
looked-
nuts.
I
You-
mean, she looked
okay.
all trimmed out. She looked like a freaking dive master.
Look at that.
And by the way, my transmitter was perfect.
Oh, that's
the way that
right.
it was.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're gonna
so
have a
it-
discussion about this. Okay, so
It wasn't going whappida whappida whappida.
well, it should have. It sure looked like it was gonna. I mean, so here's the deal. So, Kristen,
I
when
don't
she
see
was
any
here
fault.
last week, she dove with the new Next Dive regulator system, and she had a new Tarek with the Swift wireless transmitter. Now, generally, over the years, I've had this thing for a while, and I've seen people use them. And you put your transmitter into your first stage of your regulator. You screw it right into one of the high pressure ports, and that's generally what you do. And that's what transmits your air pressure to your computer, to your Tarek Shearwater Tarek dive computer. And so Kristen sent me a picture of her reg setup because she just grabbed the Next Dive regulator. She needed to, put a pressure gauge on it and, tweak it up to make sure it was going to work well with her BC and all that kind of stuff. So she took a picture of it, sent it to me, and I looked at it, and she had the transmitter on a short rubber hose as opposed to screwed in directly to the first stage of the regulator. And I said, hey, I didn't catch it at first, but then I looked at it a little bit later, and I'm like, what did they do? And so I called her. I said, hey, what's up with the transmitter on the short, 6-inch hose? I mean, that's going to like whap it, behind your head.
Well, Greg,
Yes.
Greg, there is a rule of thumb. I think you're probably aware of it.
Mm-hmm.
There's an old rule of thumb. It's up your nose with a rubber hose.
Well, okay, there's that. And but she said no. You took it into the local dive store, and they suggested you get this short hose for your transmitter as opposed to screwing it directly into the first stage because.
And you want to know what I said to you? What did I say? back to you?
Yeah. Hold on, we'll get to that in a second. but the controversy is that they do this because people on a dive boat, the helpers, the dive masters on a boat, well, they may grab your gear or move it around for you, and they may grab the transmitter and
Grab your gear.
and break it, or if it falls over and it's screwed into the first stage, it might break the
Snap it right
transmitter. And I don't doubt that could happen. But this was one workaround. But also now the con to this is that now you've created more failure points with another hose, and you got this 6-inch hose with a transmitter on the end of it wobbling around behind you and whacking you in the head. Now, if you're used to that kind of thing or you're into that kind of thing, I mean, I don't know. But we're going to find out what the real, controversy of transmitter mounting is next. Stay close.
This is the Worldwide Scuba Radio Network.
Bula, You'll hear that a lot when you visit Fiji. It's more than a greeting. It's the spirit of this friendly country. With 333 islands, white sand beaches, and year-round tropical warmth, it's hard not to feel happy at this exceptional dive destination known as the soft coral capital of the world. Fiji Airways has a modern fleet of aircraft to take you to Fiji in style and at great prices. Contact your travel agent now or go to FijiAirways.com and plan your Fijian dive adventure. That's FijiAirways.com.
Come as a guest, leave as a friend. It's a philosophy that comes from the top down at Explorer Ventures liveaboards. It doesn't matter if you're traveling solo, with a buddy, or group. Explorer Ventures does the liveaboard dive experience right. For proof, know Explorer Ventures has one of the best repeat customer stats in the dive industry. They're also the official liveaboard company of ScubaRadio. You've likely heard us talk about Explorer Ventures ScubaRadio scuba cruise trips many times, and we invite you to join us on the next one. However, whether we're on board with you or not, I'll bet an Explorer Ventures liveaboard trip will be one of the best dive experiences you've ever had. It just doesn't get any better. Saba St. Kitts, Turks and Caicos, the Galapagos, Maldives, Indonesia, humpback whales, and the Silver Banks, new destinations and itineraries are being added all the time. Call one of their talented travel consultants to find the Explorer Ventures liveaboard experience that's just right for you. 1-800-322-3577. That's 1-800-322-3577. Or visit explorerventures.com. That's explorerventures.com.
Does diving in the Florida Keys for free sound too good to be true? It's not. Dive to make a difference and clean our seas in the second annual Trash Derby Dives, May 2nd through 5th. Sponsored by iCare and the National Marine Sanctuary Foundation. Win big prizes for bringing up the most trash. Free spots with dive operators from Key Largo to Key West are available now. Get details and sign up at iCareTrashDerby.com. Brought to you by the Monroe County Tourist Development Council.
Prepare to rig for dive! Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
Hi, this is Neil Watson, the Dive God.
And I'm Peter Hughes.
These guys come from legend. They're basically gods.
We've been around the block a time or two with the diving industry.
But I've never heard something as nutty as this.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
God's friggin' gift to humanity.
Now here's a guy I've been putting up with for over 20 years.
Greg, the Dive Master.
You can tell the master I'm done for the day.
Now beat it, loser.
And by the way, Greg, it's Peter Huge.
Whoa.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg, the Dive Master. I'm not going to touch it. Just going to move on. We got a lot going on today. I mean, I'm getting ready to leave for the Galapagos. The Aqua Gypsy Brittany is with us, as well as Vinny Two Tanks. They're going to the Galapagos, too. You're going to hear all about it next week on the big show. But we have a bit of a controversy on Scuba Radio today because Kristen, Mermaid Kristen, and CJ went diving Blue Heron Bridge in West Palm Beach this morning. We're going to get a full rundown of how the dive and some of the other critters they saw here in just a bit. But when they were setting up their gear, Kristen's gear, she sent me a picture of her transmitter that she was using, the Swift transmitter that she uses with her Shearwater Tarek. And she went into a dive shop, and they suggested putting a 6-inch hose between her first stage and the transmitter, as opposed to screwing the transmitter directly into a high-pressure port of the first stage, because, if someone grabs it or it falls over, it would have more chance to break. I get it. I get the theory behind this, right? However, I also pointed out to her when I saw it, I was like, hey, I don't know if that's such a great move, because that thing's going to whack you in the head, whap it, as CJ would say, and potentially create more failure points, get mangled up in your hair. I mean, she got, Mermaid Kristen has that long mermaid hair thing going on and
Have
stuff.
You seen me dive? When do I ever let my hair just free flow while I dive? I have my hair in a nice tight little bun.
Well, you know what? In your defense, I mentioned that to CJ when I saw the picture. I said, well, that probably won't be that big a deal because she usually has it up in a ponytail or something, as
Greg,
lady
it was
divers
probably my
will do.
fault initially about the hose, because I shouldn't have went to the dive shop with her first through the doors, and I said, "I'm here for the hose."
Well, okay, there's that.
I said, "I'm here for the hose." They took it the wrong way, and they're like, "Oh,
so
we better attach."
I mean, is there a wrong way to take that, though? I don't know.
Can I
I'm not
explain?
sure.
So
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
the reasoning behind it.
Yeah.
So you guys all know I'm here with my mom and dad.
Right.
My dad's a diver. I got my whole family into diving. So my dad and I went to the dive shop, so that we could set my reg up. And he and I are talking, and as he's talking, my dad also has an air integrated dive computer.
Yeah.
So he was talking to the person setting my reg up for me, and saying, like, that is one thing I've always kind of been concerned about in regards to his own regulator and his own first stage is the person grabs the gear.
Grabs the gear.
And then they go to lift it up, because you can grab it by the valve most of the time. Shut up. You grab it by the valve most of the time, and then a lot of people might if you're rushing, they might mistake it.
Yeah.
Transfer for the valve.
Right. It's not. I totally get that. I get that.
My dad is actually the one who kind of was like, "Hey, this is I don't think that this is a bad idea, and I do understand it creates more fail points, but at the same time, I have my backup pressure gauge just to be safe."
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, if a fail point happens between those, then it's fine, because at least I'm not going to risk someone breaking my transmitter off and costing me $600 to get a new transmitter, let alone try to get the piece out of the high pressure port.
Right.
And then.
Well, no, and once again, that is the argument for it. I totally get that. As far as
field tested. So what was your?
I field tested it. It did not smack me in the back of the head. It just stayed and did its own thing.
Yeah, it just kind of floated out there amongst your head and stayed out of the way. Now, CJ, did you see it? Watch her as her dive bunner and see it behind her, just kind of wobbling around.
No, I forgot all about it. I didn't even see it. It must have just blended in with the hair.
Yeah.
My hair.
I don't know. I didn't see it.
Oh.
She was wearing like a do-rag.
It has been true.
Yeah. Okay, well, look. I don't doubt that it works fine. I'm not debating that, but I will tell you, if you look this up online, it is quite a controversy. There's people that are for it, and there are people against it.
It depends. Like with my bald head, it might just smack the crap out of me.
Well, yeah.
Not work for me that way.
And that would probably be a useful.
But you could
option for you to consider.
You could zip tie it down so it doesn't be
right.
Zip tie it to like your octo hose.
Yeah, well, and I would suggest that at the bare minimum. Yeah.
But why don't you dive with it first, and then you can have a suggestion?
Well, no, because I'm not going to do that. Yeah, I mean, here's my. This is how I look at everything with my gear. And we'll bring the rest of the ScubaRadio Scuba Squad into this conversation as well. But when I look at setting up my gear, I'm looking for ways to set up my my reg and my hoses as streamlined as possible. So the less hose access I have, the better. As long as I can get everything done to how I want it to get, where it needs to be, whether it's the inflator hose or the octo or whatever. I don't want any more hose or excess drag than necessary. So my feeling is you screw it right into the first stage, because then you have less failure points, and you don't let people grab your stuff either. I mean, if it breaks, I mean, it's I don't know. I mean, I see that point, but it seems a little overkill. But go ahead, Kristen. What do you want to say?
So in regards to not letting people grab your stuff, I understand that, but think about me when I was doing like PG dives and things like that, when I was not still allowed to lift up my own gear.
Yeah.
So the dive masters had to grab my tank and bring it down to the swim platform for me and help me get in the water.
Yeah.
So they're grabbing my gear. But I will also say that we may or may not have exaggerated the truth a little bit, and I did zip tie my transmitter to my hose so that it wasn't flipping around.
Right. Well, and I get it.
I was streamlined, so I created the streamlinedness, because I agree with you with that. I don't like seeing people streamline or like not streamline.
Yeah.
I'm like, how can you just be okay with like having all your shit just hanging down below you? So I did end up.
Yeah.
I did end up zip tying it just to be safe. And it worked out perfectly and worked out great. We were just going to try and play it off like, oh, no, Greg, it was great. It was great,
Yes,
you know?
yes. Well, you don't want anybody.
Yeah,
it's impossible.
Well that way.
It is impossible almost, if you're out on a dive charter to not have, the dive people touch your stuff.
Yeah.
And I can understand most people don't want people, people you don't know touching your stuff. That makes things awkward. And
like CJ and his drums.
And Jerry's laughing hysterically to himself right now, and that's not what I was saying. I'm talking about dive gear, you son of a...
Yes, it is.
Like massages in Fiji.
Okay, all right. We'll go around the horn and ask the other crew members what they think about this little issue next. Stay close to the world's first radio show devoted to diving. And keep your hands on my stuff.
Scuba Radio. Scuba Radio.
Scuba action star Mike Scott is back in a new audiobook, Cayman Cowboys, Reefs Under Pressure. From author Eric Douglas comes the one that started it all. Listen as Mike deals with submarines, kidnapping, betrayal, and more.
He didn't even have fins or a mask to let him see in the water. He was going to be slow and blind. If it weren't for the float, he knew there would be no way he would ever make it to the surface.
Download Cayman Cowboys or Oil and Water, Return to Cayman, Turks and Chaos, and Lionfish at Amazon, booksbyeric.com, and audible.com.
Power, simplicity, reliability. It's what you demand of your dive computer. And Shearwater delivers. Shearwater evolved out of one tech diver's need for a reliable, easy-to-use rebreather dive computer and quickly became the tech market leader. Now recreational divers have taken notice. The Shearwater Peregrine is a simple, full-color, multi-gas dive computer. It's also the most economical Shearwater dive computer released to date. Check it out and the entire line at shearwater.com. Shearwater, dive computers for demanding divers.
Prepare to rig for dive!
Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
This is better than porn. It's like porn and Shark Week combined.
He's got no legs to kick it with, and he's got no arms to swim with. But nonetheless, he is a scuba diver man, and he's doing the best he can. Scuba diver man, doing the best he can. Scuba diver man, scuba diver man, scuba diver man, scuba diver man, scuba diver man.
His brain ain't right, but it's fun.
Okay. This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master, staying by on the dump button because we have a full crew connected via the web today. Jerry the Diver Guy, Casey the Tobacco Nut, the Aqua Gypsy, Brittany, Vinny Two Tanks, Mermaid Chris and CJ. They're at Blue Heron Bridge there in West Palm Beach. They just did some diving there under the bridge. World-renowned site, by the way. And sounds like they had a pretty cool dive. Saw spotted eagle ray, eels, God knows what else. But we were talking about this transmitter, this wireless transmitter for her Shearwater Tarek that she mounted onto her next dive reg setup. Which, by the way, Kristen, how did the reg work for you? Did you like that? Did it breathe easy? Do exactly what it was supposed to do in that regard?
Oh my God! Greg.
I'll tell you what she said. She goes, moo.
She said what?
Smooth.
Moo.
She said smooth.
Shmoo?
Smooth.
Smooth.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Get the crap out of your ear.
All right, right. Well, but you just stick it in your mouth and suck it, and it works, right? Perfectly, I would assume. Yes?
It was great. Honestly, it was really good. So, I've used quite a few different regulators before, and I've even used the other top of the line regs before. But this, honestly, it was super nice. It was super smooth. It was really easy to use. I had no issues with it.
Good.
I have to just buy myself a different mouthpiece I won't chew through, but other than that.
Oh, you chewed through
great.
the mouthpiece? Really?
No, not yet, but I will if I'm diving with it.
Okay.
That kind of mouthpiece I will.
All right. Well, I don't know what to think of that. That sounds like a personal problem.
Teething
but But, you know, the wireless transmitter, whether you use a 6-inch hose to, you know, maybe create, you know, a little safety zone for your transmitter so it doesn't break off into the first stage. I totally get it. But like I said, you look this up online, it's almost as controversial as split fins. You know, you go
I had no idea. I had no idea until you said anything.
Yeah, but there's people that love split fins, and there's people that think they're the devil's water power or something. I don't know. They just think they're a hose and that kind of thing. And pun intended, of course. But you know, using an extra 6-inch hose to mount your transmitter on your first stage. I mean, you know, to each his own. Whatever you're most comfortable with. Once again, I kind of fall in the category less is more. More streamlined, just mount it in there, and hopefully you don't, you know, trash it, and you don't knock it over, break it.
Streamlined.
Well, I'm okay. I'm just saying you would even be more if you didn't have an extra hose, you know. But you're the fan of the short hose. I get it. And
I mean,
well, that's why she's hanging out with CJ.
Oh, there it is. Oh, Jared the diver guy with the hit.
I'm going to miss you, Jerry. I really
even I got that one.
Even Vinny thought it was funny. Oh, my God.
Uh-oh.
All right. Well, how about this, Brittany? You've heard this conversation. You're a dive instructor yourself. What do you think? You have a thought on this one way or another? Or have you ever heard of that short hose issue for a transmitter yourself, or no?
I have heard of that, but let me tell you something, Greg. There's a lot of things that I could think of to do with a 6-inch hose, but it's not to put it on my transmitter.
Okay. Oh, jeez. Okay. My fingers are on the dump button just in case. I have a feeling this could go down.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
No, in all seriousness, the zip tie sounds good because I would be worried about an entanglement hazard more so than it knocking around.
Well, and
so
you know,
when you go into wrecks, when you're going to caves,
or you have mermaid hair like Kristen does, even though she ties it up and, you know, like goes streamlined. You know, you don't want to tie up your hair every time.
I figured, you know, I would give it a try.
Not an issue.
If it's not, I would give it a try. If it doesn't work, then it doesn't work, and I can just switch it. You know.
No, I'm not saying it wouldn't work. It'll work fine.
Oh no, I
to each their own, though. You know, I mean,
Greg.
Yes,
far be it for anyone else.
What?
It's a scientific process. You test, analyze the data, and adjust.
Right.
Well, I agree with Brittany. I think that she makes a valid point with the entanglement stuff.
Okay.
And the situation with that, but like I said, you know, I just wanted to try it. If it doesn't work,
well, that's fine. As of right now, Kristen prefers the short hose. Brittany prefers a longer, or I mean, no hose.
No hose.
All right. I have a totally different strategy.
Okay, tell us, Vinny. Two Tanks. What are you thinking a theory like this on this?
Okay, you know, years ago before they had gauges, you know, before they had
back in caveman days. Go ahead.
The you know, the wireless gauges.
Yeah.
You know that you know, you had the console and it was kind of bulky, and you usually had a compass and they were kind of bulky, and I always didn't dig that. So what I did is I got a 20-inch cable.
Yeah.
And it just goes right to my high pressure, you know, and then I've got this little mini gauge.
Right.
So it doesn't take up, you know, it's real light, doesn't take up much room.
Yeah, you got one of those thin little streamlined fiber hoses.
Yeah, this is a carbon fiber with a small it's a small
air pressure
tile gauge with angled.
Yeah.
And I put that there, and it goes on my
first stage
BC.
Yeah.
I attach it to my BC hose, and I pick it up. I can look at it. It's small, less drag.
Yep.
So if you're worried about the transmitter breaking, I'd leave it where it is. I just get transmitters. A lot of times,
I did add an SPG to it. I have a little pressure gauge.
She had a backup.
Good. So that's perfect.
Yeah, you should have a backup to them regardless.
Since you've got 2 gauges at the transmitter, see, transmitters can break for all kinds of reasons because they're electronic.
Yeah.
A friend of mine, you know, Tom's son bought a transmitter.
Yeah.
It worked great. You know, stored it properly, and then 3 or 4 years later, he went to use it. He never thought of checking the battery. He got to his destination, and the battery died.
No.
So we stuck. So he had to rent a gauge and put a gauge on. So that's why I would say
yes. Well, I did tell Kristen this. I gave her. I am mansplained according to a text I got back for.
Yeah, you did. You should. No one else heard the voicemail that I received, but it was. Oh, I don't know why you did that little wacky little hose. And I texted you back, and I said,
Did I say
don't need
wacky?
your mansplaining.
Did I
Yes,
say?
you did.
I said
No,
wacky.
she said manscaping.
No.
So besides the wireless, I'd have this if I was
As
but
a
I don't have the
backup.
wireless,
And I
just have
did.
this.
I recommended that. Yes,
Maybe
and
get
she
it
did
back
have
on
that.
track.
Yeah, we'll try. Casey the Tobacco Nut, I know this is a big mistake, but I'll see if you can do this. What are your thoughts on having a transmitter short hose or no hose? You like hose, I'm assuming.
He's perfectly fine.
You're channeling Vinny Two Tanks by not having his mic on. That's what he's doing right now.
Yeah.
So turn your mic on there, Casey, and then tell us what your thoughts are.
Transmitters need direct information. So the shortest, quickest way you can get the information is attached to the first stage, where they were designed to be mounted. When you put all those hoses in between it, it's not going to be as accurate.
You know, this is weird. I will tell you, out of all the group
okay,
of,
guys, I get it.
yeah, well, hold on, we're going to pile on. We have, I can't believe Vinny Two Tanks and Casey the Tobacco Nut are falling into the no hose category. That's really odd. Didn't expect it. Jerry the Diver Guy, how are you? Are you into no hose or
no hose?
No hose.
No, I'm saying
no. They'd have to try it first.
All right, wait. I don't want Vinny to explain. Vinny, please, don't explain because we're asking for trouble. But it is ironic, I find, that we have Vinny, Casey, and Jerry in the no hose category, and
if you're dealing with
and Brittany, everybody, no one's a fan of hose.
If you're dealing with a bumbling crew,
a bumbling crew, true. That is so true. It just, I don't know, there's a real weird wordplay going on here right now that is creating concern and making me a little antsy with the dump button. More coming up. Stay close.
This is the Worldwide Scuba Radio Network.
Prepare to rig for dive!
Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
I don't know why it is that all of us are so committed to the sea. I think it's because we all came from the sea. And it is an interesting biological fact that all of us have in our veins the exact same percentage of salt in our blood that exists in the ocean. And when we go back to the sea, we are going back from whence we came.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. All right, to hose or not to hose? I don't know. So far, it looks like Chris.
Kill me now.
Oh yeah, you might as well kill her because everybody's like disagreeing with the short hose technique for your transmitter. Bubble Boy's in the studio with me. You've been listening in. What do you think? What are your thoughts?
I'm on the fence, Greg. Okay,
Yeah.
So when it's attached to your first stage, or if it's on your octopus, it's fixed point right behind your head, right?
Well, yeah, it's not. Well, it's attached to the first stage. Yes.
Yeah, and then it communicates with
your computer.
Yeah,
your
so
wrist mount computer.
So when your computer gets between your head gets between the computer and that receiver, you're kind of getting like Bluetooth radiation right through your
No, not at all. They solved that a long time ago. That doesn't do anything.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'm definitely a no hose guy.
No hose. Everybody's no hose. It sounds like, except CJ and Kristen. CJ's kind of on the fence because he's right there with Kristen, and if she disagrees, if he disagrees with Kristen, she'll smack him.
It's that I'm just trying it out. No, one of the things Brittany just said to me over the break, was about with the transmitter and the going between your head kind of thing. Like, make sure you have your transmitter on the same side you wear your computer.
Right.
I don't know if you want to explain it more, Brittany, because I would not be able to explain it as well as you could. But it made a lot of sense with what she had said. So.
Right. Well, yeah. There's a theory that you want to have your transmitter on the same side that you have your computer. Like if you have your wrist mount computer, your receiver on your right arm, you would have it poking out the right. So it's so you have more, line of sight.
I had never had anyone say that to me until just now.
I mean, here's the thing: the latest technology, like these new shearwaters, I think the signals are pretty good. They don't have that problem as much as they used to. A few years ago, where you mounted your transmitter was pretty important because the signal could drop. If there was any obstruction, or you had it mounted on one side and your wrist computer's on the other side, and then, you might get interference, that kind of thing. So, they still recommend you try to have it as close to your wrist mount computer as possible. Yeah, you'd back me up on that, wouldn't you, Kristen? Brittany?
You'd have it poking out the right.
Yeah.
Who's rambling right now? Who's playing someone's got their speaker up or something. Brittany, go ahead.
Here's the
Yeah, no.
No, wait, hold on. Someone's got their speaker on. What is going on? Is that you, CJ? Is that I'm hearing myself back now. All right, I'm gonna go to Kristen first. Kristen, are you with us, Kristen? Okay, all right.
No, it's not us that has it because we had two phones and then we realized the echo. So
all right.
Sorry. We're doing this house. We realized the echo, so we stopped.
Okay, all
But
right.
it's not us.
It's not her. Brittany, what do you think? You back me up on that though, right? What do you think?
No, 100%. But I'm a big fan of keeping my computer on the right side, transmitter on the right side, so that when you lift your low pressure inflator hose, you always have access to your computer to be able to look at it. If you
I like the way you think.
That up in the air.
That is.
Wait a minute. You have it on the side that you're going to lift your inflator hose with, yes?
No, the opposite side.
Okay.
Inflator hose on the left. So
right.
then
Yeah.
wrist mount.
That's what I was going to point out, but never mind. You got it.
Right.
Transmitter and computer.
I wear my dive computer. I wear all my watches on the
Oh,
left.
Jesus.
Golly, they're talking all at once.
God, what if you're left-handed?
One at a time.
Sorry.
All right.
What if you don't have a hand?
Wait, Kristen,
I wear every watch I own. I wear on my left.
Yes.
And then I put my transmitter on my right. And when Brittany had said that to me, I was like, that's actually really smart. And that's it's honestly, it makes a lot of sense because
right.
It's not as an inflator hose or anything like that.
True.
That is an adjustment I will actually definitely have to make.
I'm actually going to get one of those bracelets. It says, "What would Brittany do?"
Okay. All right. Well, and that makes sense.
I'm serious. I'm not playing. That's a really good idea.
For real.
Yeah. Well,
maybe
obviously,
we could get her a bobblehead toy.
Why would we do this?
Bobblehead. What would Brittany do?
Okay. I don't even know what that means.
Or it could just be like positive. You wake up every morning and she's just like, yeah.
Well, just the way CJ's reacting, I think she's taken the hose off the regulator already and just is constantly whacking him upside the head when he says something she doesn't agree with. So it's a training mechanism, like a dog toy. Instead of whacking him with a rolled up newspaper, you just take that transmitter on the rubber hose, whack it. So, yeah. All right. That's what's going on. All right. Kids will have their fun, and that's fine. But, yeah, I don't know. I mean, like I said, there's not a right or wrong answer when it comes to this necessarily.
I had zero problems with it today, honestly.
Well, I know.
Maybe a deeper dive might be a little bit different.
I just see the point.
Well for me.
But, but when you came back at me, said I was mansplaining, now do you feel different and want to apologize to me?
No, you were mansplaining.
Well, you were trying to help.
I will not apologize because the way everyone else could, I'll send everyone in our group chat a screenshot of the text of the voicemail, and everyone will be like, yeah, he was mansplaining.
Right, how dare
So
you?
let's answer this question. Do you prefer a shorter hose or a longer hose?
Okay, that's enough of that.
Well, the other option was
that depends on the situation.
But listen, at the end of the day, I mean, same thing with the split fins or the non-split fins, whatever works for you.
Right.
So same things with the black mask, clear mask, whatever works for you and makes you feel comfortable, go with that.
Yeah. I mean, if Kristen prefers the short hose, I totally support her.
Trying to be funny.
About what?
No, it worked well for me for my dive today. It worked well for me for having trying out. I didn't just have the regulators, my new gear. I had the computer. I also had my dive. My mask was new as well.
Yeah.
So everything that I had new today, everything worked great.
Perfect.
I think it turned out phenomenal.
That's a successful dive right there. And so you saw spotted eagle rays, some eels. Was it mostly macro stuff that you saw under Blue Heron Bridge?
Also, barracuda.
Barracuda.
Well, I don't know, CJ. Do we have photographic evidence of what we saw?
Do you?
No, I owe her an apology. I was supposed to get the GoPro, and
from a certain someone who hosts a certain radio show.
Right. Someone stole it, Jerry.
What?
No.
Not me.
So I wasn't able to bring the.
So
GoPro.
we were able to actually just enjoy our dives, not worry about trying to get any photos. But
But
so
that's
it's
okay.
all up here. It's all up here.
yeah, no,
But that'll
I
be
know
done
it's
in
great. I love doing that. You guys know that when we dive, I leave the GoPro video filming everything up to Greg and CJ.
And I do
I don't
phenomenally well at it, don't I?
Oh, but that's okay.
Yeah,
you had new gear.
Adequate.
Yeah, you got new
Yeah,
gear.
exactly.
You didn't
Exactly.
want
Try
to
my new gear.
task
You wanna
load
just sit
yourself
there
with
and
that.
Film anyway.
Yeah.
I was just trying to sit there and film.
Yeah, and I
regardless.
was dealing with a 3D buoy.
You could have mounted the GoPro on another hose.
No, well, you didn't have it. Jerry had stole it. Jerry stole my
Great
GoPro.
idea. Great idea.
Well, hey, look, that's fine. I mean, you made memories, not necessarily videos on this one. And it was just a good excuse to get wet, get back in the water. Brittany, Vinny, and myself, we're all heading over to the Galapagos. We got to talk a little bit more about that. Are you all packed up, Vinny?
Yeah,
Ready to go? I am too. Brittany is not. She is not packed at all. We're going to explain why in hour 2. Also, check this out. Cock Johnson will appreciate this, but Megan Heaney-Greer is going to join us. You heard me, right? Megan Heaney-Greer is going to join us in hour 2 because she's going to the Turks and Caicos with us in August. Jerry the Diver Guy, Kristen's on that one too, and Megan, and even Chef Anton, the scuba magician. So we got to talk about that and much, much more coming up in hour 2 of the world's first radio show devoted to diving. Stay close.
First scuba diving show, from Captain Ron to Jock Cousteau, they all love scuba radio. On the boat or down below, if you want to stay in the know. If you be pressurized there, you'll want to be there on Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio is a production of Overboard Entertainment Incorporated.
Scuba Radio. This seems the logical place for fish to congregate.
Remember, you can listen live or to archives of past editions of Scuba Radio worldwide over the internet at ScubaRadio.com.
So we're in international waters? Indeed so.
Tell a friend and buddy up with your radio every week for Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Well, it's all very nice here, but we should be going. I miss me wife and me oxygen.
Yes, we all miss our loved ones and gases. Let's go.
The opinions you just heard on Scuba Radio are those of the hosts, callers, and guests.
Okay, what I just heard? Blah, 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 blah.
They are not necessarily those of any station or network, its management, or advertisers.
Come on, quit yanking me.
Scuba diving does involve risk and should never be conducted without proper instruction and training.
Oh, what's the worst thing that could happen?
I could die.
Have any questions or comments? Feel free to do so via the web at ScubaRadio.com.
Oh, hello there. Don't be alarmed. We're just preparing your listening device for Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving. We do this, of course, by filling your radio with water. Don't worry, we're professionals. Thanks to me, you won't even get wet. You see, I've crammed every appendage of my body into the cracks and crevices of your radio, ensuring an airtight seal. By the way, don't touch your on-off knob. That's a very sensitive area. Anyway, I should remind you, we believe in the buddy system just like diving, so don't listen alone. Call your buddy and tell them that Scuba Radio is about to begin.
We're gonna start a new life under the sea.
So, am I gonna drown?
Of course not. Just stay calm and let the gentle currents relax your every muscle.
Under the sea, under the sea.
Did it just get warmer?
There'll be no accusations, just friendly crustaceans under the sea.
Where the hell are the sharks?
And now, here's your dive guide for Scuba Radio, Greg the Dive Master.
And welcome to hour 2 of the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. Pretty excited because getting ready to head to the Galapagos. The only thing that blows about this trip coming up is I gotta leave my home at 3:30 in the morning to catch the flight to meet the rest of the crew. Down in Miami, and but it'll be well worth it because I do have a new satellite tracker called a Spot X that will
Put that in your luggage.
I'm gonna have it with me on the boat as a carry-on, Vinny, and use the satellite signals and we'll be able to text all week from the Galapagos back to the rest of the Scuba Radio Scuba Squad saying, "Suck it, losers! Suck it, losers! We're 50 miles offshore, out in the middle of nowhere, in the Galapagos." So it'll only be texting, but feel free, Scuba Radio Scuba Squad, to interpret the text in musical form like that.
Greg, that's the number we need to watch for.
Isn't that service kind of pricey? Don't they charge you a service fee for that?
Yeah, I mean it's like it's not that bad actually.
Oh,
the unit itself was like $250.
Oh yeah, that's pricey.
And the service is like, I don't know, $10 a month or something.
Oh, that's not bad. Oh,
for a certain amount of messages. It's kind of like an overgrown, satellite.
Yeah, but that's really cool. If you're lost at sea, you can say, "Hey, I'm out here."
Yeah, when we're in the Galapagos, if we get separated and drifted off in the currents and, are lost,
you can text the boat.
Welcome to open water.
Well, yeah, if we actually, it'll be on the boat. So I guess we got to be on the boat. But if something happened and we had to say, "Hey, we're having a trouble," or Vinny has gone too far, he decided, he wasn't going to put on any clothes, so I made him jump off the boat. You might want to come get him. Here's his last known location, and of course I'll text that to Jerry, and Jerry said, "Well, sucks to be you," and but at least he'll know. He'll know that you're out there.
Yeah, don't send it to me, Greg, because I'll be on a 48-foot catamaran.
I thought you said they gave everybody. I thought you said they gave everybody Nautilus lifelines.
Well, they have some kind of EPIRB system. We'll find out next week. Next week.
I didn't pack mine. I figure if they're going to give me one, I didn't pack it.
Well, I don't know if that's the unit they use, but they have some kind of locator device system that they use on the boat. So we'll see when we get there, Vinny.
Yeah.
And of
I'm
course,
not worried.
we'll talk all about it next week as we broadcast from the boat. Give everybody an opportunity to see what it's like to spend a week on a liveaboard boat like the Humboldt Explorer in the Galapagos. I'm telling you, last time I was there 12, 15 years ago, best trip I have ever done in my entire diving career. So the bar is very, very high, but I'm telling you, I think we're going to do pretty good. I've already reached out to Jennifer. That's Explorer Ventures person, man on the street or lady on the street who kind of manages everybody when they arrive in Ecuador and what is Bath? Is that where we're going? I forget.
Ultra.
Yeah, we'll cover all this next week. But
Jennifer's not going to be that site, is she?
Yeah, she's gonna be there to receive us, and we're kind of a big deal, Vinny. Come on.
I didn't know that. I did not know that.
Oh my gosh.
Great.
Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah. So anyway, we'll have that Spot X tracker, and it's pretty cool. Spot X. If you just look up Spot Tracker online, you'll find these units, and it's kind of a nice little thing. You'll be able to text no matter where you are on the planet. It's good for hikers, for pilots, for divers, for boaters, and it'll just be something else.
They have they have some models you can call from anywhere in the world. You can call, you can text.
Yeah. This one's just texting. It's not phone call, but once again, it tracks you where you are, so people can follow you where you are at home and that kind of stuff, and feel pretty jelly because they're not there with you. Yeah, Bubble Boy, what do you think?
Now, Greg, I think you pretty sure have an Apple iPhone 15.
I have a
13 Max.
13 Max. Why?
The 15 actually has satellite capability and text on it.
Right. That's
in case of an emergency, right?
Yep.
They put that in the new 15. That's a kind of a neat feature.
Yeah. So
another really cool thing about that Spot, is that Mr. Gomez, he had the Spot in his boat. And he was able to track his boat and where his boat went and all this kind of stuff as well. Even if he wasn't in the boat and he was getting it worked on, he could always track where it was going.
And if he sees his boat moving and he's not in it, he's like, wait a minute.
He may ought to put that in his Corvette.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
really.
it's a good safety feature.
Right. Well,
with
once
Jerry.
again, this spot thing lets you text as well. So that extra added element of being able to tell your friends to suck it, that's just bonus on the safety factor. But obviously there's a big safety thing in there as well. All right, so we got the Galapagos happening, and I'm all packed up. Vinny's all packed up. Brittany is not. She has a different philosophy when it comes to packing. She told me before the show today that you don't like to pack until, you're going to pack right after the show today. Is that the deal? Because you start to panic if you pack too early? Is that what you were telling me? Or not panic is the right word, but I don't know. What is it?
Well, I don't like to leave my stuff. I have my stuff, and it's all my dive gear is where I know that it is. And so I'm not going to stress out and worry about packing because then I'm like, did I forget to pack this? Did I not pack this?
Where's your
The
passport?
night before, where's my passport? So I just focus on right before I'm about to go on the trip, usually 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock before the next day.
Yeah.
Focus on what I'm doing.
Right.
Throw it all in there. I know what's in there. Usually I write things down. Like throughout the last couple of weeks, I've been writing stuff down in my notes.
Yeah.
And then
you just execute.
Yeah. And just move. I don't try to focus on things that aren't happening until they happen.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. What
I'm
about
the
you?
same way. I do not pack until the night before.
What?
2 days before, because otherwise I will forget something and I know it.
Yeah.
Really? So if you wait till the last minute, you feel you're less likely to
That's
forget
not the
something.
last minute. One day before, Greg. Not everyone's a psychopath like you.
I started
The
packing.
night before to pack.
Well, I started packing 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
Greg gets scared. Greg gets nervous.
Yeah. But see, I'm a world traveler and I have to work ahead.
Nervous and his socks are too loose.
What the hell?
What the hell?
Wow, y'all just pack way too early. Wait a couple hours beforehand and then pack. Damn.
Oh, that explains why old Jer Bear there happens to be late to every dive trip. He's like, oh, crap, I forgot this. I forgot that. I forgot that. Yeah.
No, I was late for one.
Well, listen.
I walked off and left my damn computer laying on the bed.
All juicy butt
And I
turtle
went back
slut.
and got it.
Okay, right.
And I was
All right, Cock Johnson, what say you?
Panic mode over a massage.
You're going to regret setting me up for this.
Uh-oh.
But is the reason you pack so early is because you won't forget to pack your fudge?
That what?
Microphone privilege.
I don't get it.
I didn't
either,
get
Vinny.
that.
Yeah, that's.
I didn't get it.
And he's supposed to be the funny one, Vinny. Go figure.
Well, this time he wasn't.
Ouch! Oh!
Hey!
Look at that.
With the zingers today.
Or maybe I'm not. I guess I'm not sophisticated enough to get the joke.
Well, that was highbrow. Attempt at humor right there.
Damn, that one hurt, CJ.
Oh, golly,
A lot
golly.
of times you guys are talking about stuff and I'm not following. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, hey,
Every show.
That's okay, Vinny.
Vinny's our threshold. If we go over Vinny, we know we've probably went over at least one person.
No, I mean I don't get it. I mean you're joking and stuff. I don't even get the joke. I don't get the joke.
There's no joke. These are all observations. That's my excuse. Hey, look, Megan Heaney Greer, you heard me right. She is going to join us next on the world's first radio show devoted to diving. We're going to kick this up a notch. Stay close.
This is the Worldwide Scuba Radio Network.
Power, simplicity, reliability. It's what you demand of your dive computer, and Shearwater delivers. Shearwater evolved out of one tech diver's need for a reliable, easy-to-use rebreather dive computer and quickly became the tech market leader. Now recreational divers have taken notice. The Shearwater Taric is the best, most intuitive, and reliable wristwatch-sized dive computer on the market. Check it out in the entire line at shearwater.com. Shearwater, dive computers for demanding divers.
How, when, and where it's made has never been more important than now. Just ask all those divers and dive shops that struggled to get products and parts during the pandemic. One relatively new gear manufacturer, however, managed quite well. Nex is one of the few, if not only, dive gear manufacturers to bring regulator and design assembly back to the USA. No shortages during the pandemic for their customers and dealers. And get this, Nex was a Tester's Choice winner in Scuba Lab for 2022 and a Best Buy in 2023. Each Next regulator system is made to order, cutting down on overhead and allowing you to get exactly what you need for the kind of diving you prefer. This will be the last regulator you'll ever need, since the modular design can easily be modified as your diving skills and preferences evolve over time. Are you ready to go to nextdive.com? That's nexdive.com. Next Underwater Products. nextdive.com.
Scuba action star Mike Scott is back in a new audiobook, Cayman Cowboys, Reefs Under Pressure. From author Eric Douglas comes the one that started it all. Listen as Mike deals with submarines, kidnapping, betrayal, and more.
He didn't even have fins or a mask to let him see in the water. He was going to be slow and blind. If it weren't for the float, he knew there would be no way he would ever make it to the surface.
Download Cayman Cowboys or Oil and Water, Return to Cayman, Turks and Chaos, and Lionfish at Amazon, booksbyeric.com, and audible.com.
Prepare to rig for dive! Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
I used to watch you at the Improv when I was starting out. Things you made me laugh so hard because I had just started learning to scuba dive. You did that bit about scuba diving and how the whole point of the sport is not to dive.
There's a fish, there's a rock, who cares? Don't dive.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master, about to hop on a plane. We're less than, 12 hours away. I got to hop on a plane to Quito, Ecuador, and then bounce over to the coast of the Galapagos and hop on board the Humboldt Explorer. Aqua Gypsy Brittany with me, Vinny Two Tanks. We got a few other folks on the boat that we're gonna orchestrate a broadcast from the deck of the boat. You'll probably see some of this stuff on social media next week, as well as we attempt to rub it into the rest of the world and say, suck it, losers. But look, you can do this too. All you got to do is call up Explorer Ventures, talk to their crew. They can book you on a Galapagos trip like that. Or even better yet, you want to plan a little further in advance? Check this out. We got a special guest, Megan Heaney-Greer, with us right now, who is helping out Explorer Ventures as well and helping us out in August 3rd through the 10th. We are going to the Turks and Caicos on the Turks and Caicos Explorer 2 liveaboard. And not only will I be on board, and, to offset that negative aspect, we have Megan Heaney-Greer is going to be with us as well. Mermaid Kristen is going to join us on that one. We got Chef Anton, the scuba magician. And, we got Jerry the Diver Guy. It's going to be his, just a day before we get on the boat is his birthday. So hopefully he'll be sobered up enough to dive. At that point, we'll have to wait and see. But we're going to have a full crew. And what's really nice about this is that, I've known Megan for years. She's a U.S. freediving champion. She's done everything and anything, TV on Discovery Channel, Treasure Quest. She's always doing something insane.
Keep him busy.
Yes. And now she's helping out Explorer Ventures. But the one thing we've never done in the 27-year history of Scuba Radio is be able to dive together. And we're going to change that.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's about damn time, don't you think, Megan?
I would agree. Yes. This is amazing. No, I'm so excited. Absolutely. I got all the puppies joining me over here for anybody that's actually watching.
Yes. On YouTube, Facebook Live, or Twitch, you can see Megan and her doggies.
All the things. Yep.
Yeah.
We're fostering puppies again.
Nice.
So, but I am so excited. I've never been to Turks and Caicos.
Okay. Perfect.
This is going to be my first legit liveaboard trip. So I am so excited. I've dove all over the world and I've dove off of plenty of ships. Well, okay. So this is my first not recreational liveaboard trip, I should say, because I've lived on vessels for long periods of time doing stunt diving and stuff like that, where we're out on the water and living out there and everything, but it's kind of a different thing. So I'm really excited about this. Yeah.
You'll be able to kick back and just enjoy yourself and just have some nice leisurely dives as opposed to, stunt doubling for Keira Knightley and Pirates of the Caribbean, or
all those things. It's such a drag.
Yeah, exactly. She doesn't really have to work. She just has to hang out, have a good time, which is kind of what we do.
I still will be kind of working because I am doing the digital marketing for Explore Adventures right now. So I'll be documenting everything. And I'm really excited about that aspect of it too, just to kind of, get to know that particular vessel a little bit better too. But really going diving finally, because with you, Greg, and the rest of your crew, it's going to be so fun.
Well,
it's crazy that we've never dove together.
I know.
Megan, it is so much fun on the boat. You're going to have a blast with all of us, but you also, just like, how Greg always apologizes in advance. So we're going to apologize in extreme advance.
Yes.
Oh, I've hung out with you all before, so don't worry.
Yeah,
I'm not scared.
Fine, I'm not going to be there.
Yeah, well, exactly. Well, there's a reason. You've been banned.
But I'm there, though.
Yeah, Jerry the Diver Guy's there. But, Megan's one of our ride or die gals. At all the dive shows, we hang out, catch up with family and friends. She's one of the regulars. And, we've talked about this for years. So I am so happy we finally got the planets to align to make this happen. And the best part is you can join us. You're listening to us right now. You want to join this party? I'm telling you, this will be another level for a Scuba Radio scuba cruise. And we're calling it the Scuba Radio Magical Scuba Dive Tour because we have Chef Anton on board as well. I don't know if you're that familiar with all that stuff he does. Are you, Megan? With the scuba magician stuff?
I'm not.
Yeah, well, he's a living, breathing, working magician. And he has a whole program for divers where you can get this certification to learn how to do magic tricks underwater to help educate your dive students. He actually uses magic to teach, the physics of diving. It's really unique. But the bonus is we got some entertainment after dinner, a few times during the week, a full-blown magician show. And I think if things go as I hope they will, we're going to cut a mermaid in half. Yeah, Kristen signed up, and then I told her that she may be the one.
Maybe the one that's cut in half.
Yes.
Huh? Well,
we did it at the scuba show a couple of years ago.
The trick has happened, so now it's going to be a new trick, and I will not be cut in half.
To be cut in thirds.
Yeah, beheaded or something.
Thirds.
I don't know. Something that causes permanent injury. I'm sure.
Quarter.
Yeah, drawing quarter.
I believe it's called a fillet.
Anyway, it's magic. You can do whatever you want. You know what I mean, Megan? So we have this little side show that, that is going to be happening on the trip that week. And plus, we'll do Scuba Radio on board that week. You'll be my co-host, whether you want to or not. And we'll have a ball. I mean, it's just going to be so much fun. I mean, they're always great.
Absolutely.
But I'm really looking forward to this one. And once again, if you're listening and you want to join this party, all you got to do is call up Explore Adventures, 1-800-322-3577. Tell them you want on the Scuba Radio Magical Scuba Dive Tour, August 3rd
I want in.
through the 10th. They're in the Turks and Caicos. And you haven't been to the Turks and Caicos either. That's
I haven't. No.
The diving there is so easy. It's usually crystal clear. You got gin clear.
Yeah.
Water. As long as there's not like a hurricane stirring things up. That time of year too is just beautiful.
I grew up in the Keys, and I mean you're in Florida. Hurricanes, they come, they go. They're not. I mean, whatever. You navigate as you go, and I'm not even worried about that. I think we're going to have a good season.
It's great for night diving. The water's bathtub warm. You just go out there, wear your bathing suit, whatever you want, and you don't have to fiddle with a lot of gear and that kind of stuff. Just makes things super, super easy and just very enjoyable. And what a bonus it is to have you on board. I'm so looking forward to it, Megan.
Me too. Yeah, I'm super excited about it and just the whole experience. And exploreadventures.com if you want to get on board.
There you go. Megan Eny Greer. She's going to be on board. You could be too. All right. We got more coming up on the world's first radio show devoted to diving. Stay close.
Scuba Radio. Scuba Radio.
Come as a guest, leave as a friend. It's a philosophy that comes from the top down at Explorer Ventures liveaboards. It doesn't matter if you're traveling solo, with a buddy, or group. Explorer Ventures does the liveaboard dive experience right. For proof, know Explorer Ventures has one of the best repeat customer stats in the dive industry. They're also the official liveaboard company of ScubaRadio. You've likely heard us talk about Explorer Ventures ScubaRadio scuba cruise trips many times, and we invite you to join us on the next one. However, whether we're on board with you or not, I'll bet an Explorer Ventures liveaboard trip will be one of the best dive experiences you've ever had. It just doesn't get any better. Saba St. Kitts, Turks and Caicos, the Galapagos, Maldives, Indonesia, humpback whales, and the Silver Banks, new destinations and itineraries are being added all the time. Call one of their talented travel consultants to find the Explorer Ventures liveaboard experience that's just right for you. 1-800-322-3577. That's 1-800-322-3577. Or visit explorerventures.com. That's explorerventures.com.
Prepare to rig for dive! Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
I am Sunny from Paradise Tavini. I work here as a waiter and also as spa therapy. You are listening to Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am also the official masseuse for the Scuba Radio Scuba Squad. And by the way, Jerry the diver guy has the juiciest butt cheeks I've come across in years. Oh, Jerry, I will never be the same.
Wow. This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. You know, that happened on our last Fiji adventure. And God knows, over the next week and a half in the Galapagos, who knows? I don't know if we'll be able to eclipse that little nugget, that little story that kind of changed old Jer's life there.
Have I told you lately I hate you?
What do you mean? Well, you hate me.
Hate you.
You know, that when people hate you, that means that you're doing well. You know, because I'm going to the Galapagos, and obviously, Jerry the diver guy's a little jelly, and I don't blame him. I'd be jealous if I were him too. Yeah. I mean,
but I'll be in Turks and Caicos with you.
Yeah. Well, okay, you got that to look forward to in August. That's gonna be a party, Jerry.
We're all doing some serious diving all of a sudden. You
That's
got
right.
Galapagos, Caicos. I'm headed to the British Virgin Islands.
Right. Yeah.
Have you ever
Crew's gonna be out
known?
getting wet.
Everybody's doing what they're supposed to do, right, Jerry? What did you say?
Have you never known that anytime you're with me, it's a party?
Well, yeah, there's that, yeah. But this will be your birthday. You're
Oh,
turning,
yeah, that
you're
too.
turning 70, and we're going to celebrate.
A year younger than you.
Uh-huh. Right. So I'm looking forward to it. That'll be a good time. And but look, the immediate future is going to be pretty intense for us over the next week or so. And if things go as planned, we will have a broadcast for you from the deck of the Humboldt Explorer, which just got renovated last year, by the way. Went through a major renovation. So it should be, brand spanking new pretty much. And, and what's ironic is that last time I went to the Galapagos, I was on the Humboldt Explorer and it was brand new. So I'm kind of going right after they renovated it. And it's probably going to look almost exactly as it did, 12, 15 years ago or whatever it was. I gotta go back and check my records and find out exactly when it was. But I know it was at least 12. It might have even been longer than that. But in all my years of doing this show, 27, I have never had a week of diving like I did in the Galapagos back in the day. I was with Jerry Beatty. He was my dive buddy. So I've traded up to the Aqua Gypsy, Brittany. I'm only saying that because he's not with us today. And Vinny Two Tanks. And we're gonna have a ball. I mean, it's extreme diving, a lot of currents and stuff, but we've prepared accordingly. And I'm ready. And the only thing that was a slight negative last time I went, and I can't believe it's been so much long. It's been this long since I've went back because I thought for sure that after that week of diving with, whale sharks and hammerheads, killer whales, penguins, iguanas. I mean, it was insane, the stuff we saw. I never saw so many manta rays and moblias and all these. I mean, it's in the boobies. Dear God, the boobies. Who doesn't want to see the boobies? Vinny?
The blue-footed boobies?
Yes, of course. What did you think I was talking about? Yeah, so I just can't believe I've waited this long to go back, but it is what it is. And but nothing really has come close to that week of diving we had in the Galapagos years ago. So, even if it doesn't come close to what I did then, which I actually think it could be quite similar, it's going to be spectacular. And the only negative was the water was a little chilly. It was a little too cold for my liking. I didn't feel that I was properly insulated. So I got me a heated rash guard and a 5 mil wetsuit. I think I got the base covered about as good as I possibly could. And Brittany, what you're wearing? You're going in layers, right? You were telling me this. What do you got now that you're going to do to stay warm?
That's right. I'm going to go in layers. I practice on my dry suit.
Yeah.
But then it was a little too bulky and I didn't want to do that. Then I practiced on my 7 mil.
Right.
And again, it's a little too bulky.
That's pretty bulky.
Yeah, I didn't want to deal with that.
Right.
So I'm going to go with a bibs and then a shorty, like a long sleeve shorty. That's a 3 mil.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll get 6 mil on my core. I have a hooded vest as well. So I'll get 7 mil on my core. And then I'll probably wear some like 1 mil pants underneath that. So
right.
I have 4 mil on my legs and it should be fine.
I think you're going to dress in layers. That's what Mom tells you to do when you're cold outside. You got to wear layers. That's the trick. What are you doing, Vinny? What do you think?
I've got a Pyroflex inner suit.
Yeah.
Which is almost 2 mil, and then I have a 5 mil suit.
Okay.
And then I have a 3 mil suit I'm bringing. If I have to, I'll put the 3 mil on, the 5 mil over the top of it if I have to.
Okay. All right. So you're coming prepared for all options.
My rash guard batteries.
Yeah. You're going to leave that at home? You had this older rash guard?
I don't think you can get it to work. I could bring it, but
I bet
I charged
it works. I bet you it works.
Then I'll bring
surprised.
it. If you have the time to look at it.
I'm not going to look at it. It's your.
Well, then I'm not going to bring it because I already tried getting.
I got one. I got my
Aww.
rash. I'm just worried about mine. But I bet you could get it to work if you brought it.
This is going to be good.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
I tried. I charged the batteries and the suit just would not turn on.
Yeah, well, I don't.
What you do, Benny? What you need to do is just bring it, and when Greg's not looking,
switch it
out.
Yeah.
Now mine's brand new. It's different.
He's going to pull
brand.
the Andy Dufresne.
Well,
yeah, it's not going to work.
Brand new.
Yeah, but it's not same brand. It's not same brand, Jerry.
Greg will
Sorry.
never know the difference.
No, I have
never
his
know
old
the
brand,
difference. Just get him to talking, and he'll ignore the whole thing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Then he's going to pull the Andy Dufresne.
Nope, he's not. He's not going to do that.
Andy Dufresne.
It goes over
I saw
head,
the movie, but I don't remember
institutionalized,
what that's referring to.
Yeah, it's he had a problem. He kept urinating in his wetsuit to stay warm. It's a whole thing, Vinny. You don't want to talk about that. Anyway, it's going to be epic. And then, land-wise, we got some little tours in store for us as well. So we're going to have quite the party. It's going to be quite an adventure, and I'm really looking forward to it. This has been a long time coming, and so by the way, I will tell you, I did have to pack a lot of extra stuff. So I got 2 full checked bags of dive gear and a carry-on and a backpack thing. But you guys are going leaner and meaner. Vinny, what do you have?
Overrated.
I've got 1 checked bag, and I have a carry-on bag, and I have a backpack bag and a backpack.
Okay, all right. So you're going lean and mean. It's I don't normally have to bring a wetsuit with me and booties and all that extra stuff. So there's no way I could get that in 1 bag. But that that's just gonna be how I roll. But Vinny, you're doing 1 check bag, and Brittany, you're doing the same, just 1. You're going to be able to make it happen? Well, you're a
I'm
gypsy.
doing the same, yeah.
You're used to just traveling with a knapsack tied around a stick.
When I warm water dive, when I'm warm water diving, I can just bring a carry-on in the backpack and get by with it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, yeah. I mean,
this is going to be a good time. We have the three of us going, and then we have Captain Scott and his wife Susan that are going to be going as well. So we have a total of 5 just in our crew alone.
Right.
So
and we're going to make some new
that
friends, people that are going to be on the boat with us. I have no doubt.
I'm super excited for the food.
Oh yeah.
So I've watched a lot of YouTube videos. There's a YouTube channel out there that did 7 videos on the Humboldt Explorer. And I've watched them all, and they're really, really good.
Aha. So she's getting prepped. You can do it too. 1-800-322-3577. You might not be able to get on this trip, but maybe the next one. More coming up. Stay close.
This is the Worldwide Scuba Radio Network.
Prepare to rig for dive!
Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
Dad, what are you doing in there?
I look these fish right in the eye, and they look back at me, and they see right through me. They know who I am, these fish.
Come on, baby, and do the fish. I'm gonna teach it to you right.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master, Bubba Boy in the studio with me, Jerry the Diver Guy, Casey the Tobacco Nut, the Aqua Gypsy Brittany, also Vinny Two Tanks connected via the web, Scuba Radio Scuba Squad. Couple of them going to be with me in the Galapagos. The rest of them, well, they can suck it. Losers. But you'll hear all about it next week. It's just what you do when you go to a cool place like the Galapagos. And we got the Dive God on the line with us right now. And Neil, I got to ask, with all the diving you've done in your career, have you ever been to the Galapagos yourself? What do you think?
Dude, I am so jealous.
Really?
Out of my 70-year diving career, Galapagos is probably in the top 3 to 5 dives of my lifetime. Yeah. I did a week with Peter Hughes, and it was the best investment he ever made because I promoted his destination more than I promoted my own.
Right.
It's absolutely incredible experience.
Yeah. What do you remember seeing on your Galapagos adventure?
Man, just like whale sharks up close and personal.
Right.
6 inches from the giant eyes, just for hours, and of course the hammerhead sharks and all kind of weird stuff. Plus the land excursions as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we got the giant tortoises that you got to see in the Galapagos. They got all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's. I've always considered that trip I did with Jerry Beatty back in the day, and I've heard it from a billion people. I mean, it's kind of like the Mount Everest of scuba diving because it takes a little bit more of a higher skill set. As a diver, it's not for the beginner diver. I mean, you don't have to be a super expert.
It's not where you go for warm, clear water.
Right. You got to be prepared.
You go there. You go for the big animals, and you won't be disappointed. It's a dream come true.
Yes. Well, hey, I mean, the Dive God is even giving it 2 fins up. You got to love that. So you'll hear all about it next week when we broadcast from the deck of the Humboldt Explorer with Explorer Ventures. It's going to be something very special. But let's go back to last week, Neil, because, we had you on. You're at the Saltwater Brewery with the Masters of Rum.
The Sailfish Brewing Company.
Sailfish Brewing Company. There you go.
In Fort Pierce.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Fort Pierce. And you were trying out rum because he's a member of the Masters of Rum.
Exactly. The owner of Vitacana Rum Company flew in from Texas with this giant suitcase with these compartments and stacked up either 10 or 12 different bottles of of their rum.
Wow.
Some you can't even buy.
Nice.
For our rum tasting, and I'll tell you what, they were all over the top. It was unbelievable.
I bet.
Plus the brewery has a IPA. What the heck is the name of the hazy IPA?
Okay.
That I think you could buy like at Publix and stuff in Orlando area.
Oh, okay.
And a portion of all of those sales goes to the Loggerhead Marine Life Center, as well as I think $1 for each bottle of rum that's sold.
Yeah, I mean they do a good they support a good cause like the turtle research that Andy and the gang do at down there in Jupiter, I believe, or Juno Beach down there.
Jupiter.
Yeah.
Juno. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Juno,
and yes.
Captain Walt received his honorary official rum god certificate.
Really? How about that?
Wow.
Is it suitable for framing?
Absolutely.
I bet.
It has a special spot reserved in the Gomez Hilton Tiki Bar.
I love this. Well, that'll give us another reason to go back down there and pay our respects to the rum god. Yeah, I don't know. Brittany's been doing some research on the Galapagos. Are they known for any rum down there? It's one of those kind of islands, maybe. What do you think, Brittany? Did any of the videos mention Galapagos rum that we have to be on the lookout for? Or what do you think?
No, I looked into it, but they do have a little brewery there. So we're definitely going to have to hit that up. But there's not a lot of alcohol.
All right. Yes. Vinny Dutanks knows.
I did some research on that. They do have a drink that they make from fermented yucca root.
Oh,
So
that sounds delicious. Anything fermented is way up on my.
Well,
rotten yucca. Oh God, that doesn't sound ideal. But
they make
when in Rome, right, Vinny? We'll let Vinny try it, and if he doesn't get the poops, then we'll.
Everybody in the island spits into the vat for moisture.
Oh golly! All right. Well, I don't know. We'll see when we see, I guess, Neil. But yeah, you'd give that rum. Once again, the name of that rum was that you guys were trying.
It's Vita Cana.
Vidacana.
Vidacana.
All right.
You can Google it. You can buy it online. And it's really, and we're rum snobs.
Right, they are.
I was expecting Brittany to be there because she knows her rum.
She's an aspiring member as well as myself. I mean, I think do we have to be sponsored to be incorporated into the Masters of Rum, or what?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we'll figure that. So,
is there a membership card we can apply for?
Oh yeah, I think there's a blood oath and probably a hazing ceremony. That I've probably already been through at least one of them. One of the
You have, yeah.
But I don't know if I've gotten full-fledged entry into the Masters of Rum yet, but I'm working on it. It's a goal. It's a goal that I have. Yeah, but yeah, when you're not diving, you might as well do a little drinking, and it might as well be tasty.
Who came up with that rule?
Exactly.
Well, exactly. Well, yeah, he's the dive god. He can do whatever the hell he wants.
I've been to a couple of those, Greg, those rum tasting events with Walt and Neil and Peter, and I mean it gets pretty fun.
Yeah. Oh, it's special. I don't think he hadn't been to one of the secret meetings though. I don't think he's been.
Yeah, I went to Neil's house with Walt a couple of times.
Yeah, but that wasn't the Masters of Rum night, was it, Neil?
No.
Yeah, see,
No.
Sorry, Jerry, you're out of luck. This is like a club of the skulls.
You have to have the rum decoder ring.
Exactly.
And your secret password.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just crap out of luck.
Yeah. There's like chickens that are sacrificed and virgins and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one was the junior league. That was the junior league.
Exactly. That was a warm up, Jerry. You've just had a preliminary. They were watching you very closely. I'm like, no, he's not going to do.
I brought in some that everybody liked, though.
Well, there's that's how you grease the wheel.
So the liveaboard, I'm assuming they would have a rum stock for after the diving.
Yes, when you're done diving for the day, I think it's one of the boats where we have our booze included. So I'm sure they'll have a few things. I just don't know what they're known for down there in in that part of the world. We'll know when we get there. Evidently, they have rotten yucca. We know that, but maybe we can find some other stuff that sounds a little bit more appealing.
Vinny's a guinea pig on that one.
Yeah, but that's okay. That's why Vinny Two Tanks is on board. He'll be our
there you go.
He'll be our food and drink taster. He's like,
who's rooming with him?
Well, we got to flip a coin.
No,
who lost?
Greg.
Okay, well, you got to take the good with the bad. You know, that's fine. Vinny's fine. I've hung with him before. He's a good guy. We're gonna have a ball. But Neil, I'll check in with you in a couple weeks, okay, my friend?
All right, buddy. You guys have an incredible time. I know you will. And keep you in the loop. Let me know what you see down there.
Absolutely. We will.
Thank you, Neil.
Yeah.
See you, Neil.
And look, that'll do it for this week. Next time, it's, from the Galapagos. Make sure you join us. Till then, remember, it's always better where, gang?
Down where it's wetter.
Safe diving, everyone.
You want to be there on Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio is a production of Overboard Entertainment Incorporated.
Scuba Radio. This seems the logical place for fish to congregate.
Remember, you can listen live or to archives of past editions of Scuba Radio worldwide over the internet at ScubaRadio.com.
So we're in international waters? Indeed so.
Tell a friend and buddy up with your radio every week for Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Well, it's all very nice here, but we should be going. I miss me wife and me oxygen.
Yes, we all miss our loved ones and gases. Let's go.
The opinions you just heard on Scuba Radio are those of the hosts, callers, and guests.
Okay, what I just heard? Blah, 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 blah.
They are not necessarily those of any station or network, its management, or advertisers.
Come on, quit yanking me.
Scuba diving does involve risk and should never be conducted without proper instruction and training.
Oh, what's the worst thing that could happen?
I could die.
Have an